Hello dear grade 10 students, welcome back to our English class. Today our lesson is about idioms, idioms describing feelings. And as you know, it is our third lesson aiming to bridge the gap. So let's get started. In today's lesson we have three objectives. Number 1, recall the use of some idioms in context with the help of few examples. Number 2, infer meanings of 6 idioms related to feelings or mood through context. And number 3, examine 6 sentences to choose suitable idioms. So dear students, before we start our lesson, let's brush up your knowledge about idioms. I want you to look at the pictures and read the expression. It's raining cats and dogs. Do you think it's actually raining cats and dogs? Surely no. To understand this, let's read the sentence. It's been raining cats and dogs for almost 30 minutes. So, what does the expression actually mean? Correct. It means it's raining heavily. Dear students, please note that when you have an idiom, the best way to figure out its meaning is through context. And in this sentence, the context is 30 minutes. A piece of cake. Sure, it's mouth-watering. But if I say, they said the test would be difficult, but it was a piece of cake. What does it actually mean? Correct. It means that something is very easy. Let's look at another example. Cost an arm and a leg. Wow, how is that? Well, relax. Let's read the sentence first. His new car cost him an arm and a leg. Think about it. What does it actually mean? Sure, you must have got an idea now. Correct. It means to be very expensive. So, what are these expressions that you studied now are called? Correct. They are called idioms. So, what are idioms? An idiom is a group of words whose meaning is different from the meanings of the individual words. I hope you are clear with what is meant by idioms. If you still have any doubt, you can pause the video and go back to the previous slides. Now, let's move on. Alright students, now to check your understanding of some idioms, I want you to read the idiom and choose the correct meaning. Number 1, as fresh as a daisy. Pause for a while and think of the correct meaning. Correct, the answer is, you are full of energy. As fresh as a daisy means you are full of energy, you are ready to start. Hold your horses. What does it mean? Pause again and think of the correct answer. Correct. It means be patient. And finally, on cloud 9. What does it actually mean? Read the 3 options. Correct. It means be very happy or excited. I was on cloud 9 when my sister got married. Well done students, you did a great job in identifying the meanings. Now it's time to write some idioms that you have studied before. You will write 3 to 4 idioms in your notebook. Make sure to get them checked by your English teacher. Dear students, you can also make use of internet to learn some more idioms. Now, moving on to our second objective, please read the 6 sentences carefully. After reading each sentence, you need to identify what does the idioms in bold express. Do the people feel annoyed, embarrassed, or shocked? Dear students, pause the video for 3 minutes and complete the task. You may pause now. Alright students, now let's discuss your answers together. We will make use of some pictures and context clues in the first 3 sentences. In the remaining 3 sentences, you need to identify the meanings in context. So let's get started. Number 1. When I realized I had introduced my boss with the wrong name, I went red as a beetroot. The person here has realized that he or she has introduced her boss with the wrong name. How would she feel in such a situation? Of course, she will be embarrassed. So, the idiom, I went red as a beetroot, refers to getting embarrassed. Number 2, Linda couldn't believe her eyes when she waved at the monkey and it waved back. Imagine you waving a monkey, but a monkey waving you back. Isn't that surprising? Well, yes. So the idiom couldn't believe her eyes refers to person who is shocked. Now, moving on to the third one. My neighbor keeps throwing rubbish in my garden and it's driving me up the wall. Well, I'm 100% sure if anyone does that act, how angry would you be? So the expression driving me up the wall means correct. It means to be annoyed. Dear students, like I said earlier, in the remaining 3 sentences, we will use context clues to guess the meaning. So let's read the sentence. I didn't enter the competition because I wasn't prepared and I knew I would make a fool of myself. So in this sentence, the person didn't enter the competition because he or she wasn't prepared. What if you take part in a competition and you aren't prepared for it? Think. Surely you will be embarrassed while presenting. So the idiom here, make a fool of myself, refers to being embarrassed. Number 5. When the phone rang in the middle of the night, I nearly jumped out of my skin. Come on, this is a general feeling. If you have a call in the middle of the night, you get shocked, isn't it? So the correct answer here is shocked. Nearly jumped out of my skin refers to being in a state of a shock. And lastly, I fell flat on my face in the middle of the square. I wanted the ground to open up and swallow me. Although that sounds a bit funny, falling flat on your face in the middle of the square and wishing the ground to open up and swallow you? What if you fall in front of many people? What will your feeling be? Definitely, one will feel embarrassed. So, dear students, the idiom wanted the ground to open up and swallow me refers to feeling embarrassed. I hope, dear students, the meanings of all 6 idioms are clear now. Dear students, now it's time to check your understanding of idioms. You may stop the video and go back to the idioms that you studied to strengthen your knowledge. You may pause the video for 3 minutes to read the sentences carefully and fill the gap with the correct idiom that we just studied. You may pause the video now. Alright, dear students, now let's discuss the answers. I dash when my parents bought me a new car. Here we'll make use of context clues. So, when your parents buy you a new car without your knowledge, I'm sure you will be shocked or surprised. So the correct answer is, I couldn't believe my eyes when my parents bought me a new car. Number 2. My project is incomplete and I know I would dash if I present it. In this case, if your work is not complete and you present, you feel embarrassed. So the correct answer is, I would make a fool of myself. Number 3, when she realized that it was her mistake, she dash. If you realize that you have done a mistake, again you feel embarrassed. So in this case, she went red as a beetroot. Number 4, when I was walking to my car, a huge rat ran out in front of me and I nearly dashed. What if a huge rat runs in front of you? You will jump out of your skin. So the answer is, I nearly jumped out of my skin. Number 5, it was so embarrassing when I tripped down the stairs in front of everyone. Imagine tripping down the stairs and everyone watching you. How embarrassed would you feel? So the correct answer is, I wanted the ground to open up and swallow me. And lastly, I will quit my job because my boss is dash every time I go to work. Now here, the person seems to be angry and she wants to quit the job because of her boss. So the correct answer here is, my boss is driving me up the wall. Well done, students. If you've got the correct answers, you did a great job today. Now it's time to open your notebooks. Choose any 3 idioms that you studied today and write sentences in your notebooks. Don't forget, after writing the sentences, to get them checked by your English teacher. That's all for today, my lovely students. Have a wonderful day.